this motherfucking bag. Stand out the way, I made. Sacrificing time for this shit, man, I got a plan. Tried to tell niggas years ago, they ain't understand. Riding by myself and it's cool, I'm all in my head. Everything in life you can't replace, I build relationships. Pretty little smile make a nigga wanna lock it in. We met the same time I lost a friend, we should try again. You been on my mind, you should hop in. I ain't gon' hurt you, baby girl, you know we locked in. Used to be on FaceTime calls on the regular. Never made time, landed on my busy schedule. Now every time I hit the bay, you know I think.
What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy, Henny DeMoore, reporting live from the liquor store. How's everybody doing today? And listen, the Dallas Cowboys must change their philosophy surrounding free agency if they want to get over the hump. And to be fair, their current approach has been viable in building winning teams. Their current method is to draft well, get the young players play and develop, and then to sign some low-level, over-the-hill, rinky-dink free agents, right? Sign some low-level vets. This is how the Dallas Cowboys do. Know what they've done for a long time, and that's good enough to get you 12-5. However, their refusal to sign higher-level free agents has kept the Dallas Cowboys from really competing against the better teams in the NFC. And really, that shows up in the postseason. When we get into these playoff games and these boss fights, the talent gap is jarring, and that's why you usually get embarrassed. Now, there's an old saying that I've heard, and I'm not sure if it applies to everything in life, but in this instance, it definitely applies to the Dallas Cowboys. Date the girl that likes you. Don't date the girl that you like. And the Dallas Cowboys have had a whole bunch of suitors openly say, hey, Dallas, come get us. And they have never picked up the phone. Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, Bobby Wagner, go back to Earl Thomas back in the gap. The Dallas Cowboys have had numerous good players want to be here, want to wear the star on the side of their helmet, and they have flat out refused to even entertain the idea. And I brought receipts, so we're gonna roll that film for you.
Go the most.
Sure, of course. Did the Cowboys never ring your phone up, Derrick Henry? That never happened?
Never happened. Which I'm not mad, because I ended up in Baltimore, so it worked out. No. Perfect for me.
And I totally understand, why, me even poking around could be viewed by you in any way, shape, or form as, or for anybody out there to take it that, you might not be happy with the way things worked out. Obviously you are, and it's apparent why, because they love running the ball and more do they love the style that you bring to the game. But Cowboy fans were dreaming of you with a star on the side of your helmet. That's for sure.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff out there talking about me wanting to go to the Cowboys and quotes from the Pivot podcast I did, but just to make things clear, I wanted to be a Raven. They were my number one choice. Like I said before, I didn't know going into free agency if they were still being interested, which they were, and I was happy that they were, because that's where I wanted to go. I felt like they fit me, their culture fits my style, and if they wasn't, then I thought the Cowboys would have been a good place for me as well, because I stayed in the off season. I've been here for a long time. I train here, so I was right down the street. So that's why they would have been another option, and they're a great organization as well. But I ended up at the right organization with the right team. I have a great coach. I have a great culture.
Derrick Henry will go on to have a dominant season, racking up 325 carries, 1,921 rushing yards, and 16 rushing touchdowns, which is good enough for the best in the National Football League for 2024. He also had a dominant performance against the Dallas Cowboys, who never called him, racking up 151 yards rushing and 2 rushing touchdowns, some of those highlights you saw earlier. So the Dallas Cowboys did not call Derrick Henry, and in return, Derrick Henry ran wild on him. Now here's Bobby Wagner.
In Washington, you're back with Dan Quinn. He's your DC in Seattle. 2013, y'all won a Super Bowl together. Why the Commanders? How big of going there was him? And what is it about his coaching, his leadership, that makes you want to play with him again?
I think the biggest thing for me is like I've always been on the West Coast. So coming to the East Coast, you want to come and kind of have and be around, some familiar faces. And so, obviously I had a ton of respect from him from afar. We actually tried to make it happen a couple times. It just didn't work out structurally from a contract perspective, but we finally got it right. I think, him as a person, him as a leader has always been amazing. I think a big thing too was being able to be coached by Coach Norton again. He's like my favorite coach of all time. And so being able to be back in the room with him again is great too.
So DQ did try to get you to go to the Cowboys.
This is correct.
Why? And it didn't work out. Why?
It didn't work out. You got to ask the Cowboys there.
And now you get to face the Cowboys twice a year. That's interesting.
Yeah, but I have no feelings there. It's definitely not on the same level of Seattle.
And to this day, Bobby Wagner is still one of the best linebackers in the National Football League, racking up 140, 183, and 132 tackles in each of the last 3 seasons. He's also been named to 3 consecutive All-Pro teams ever since being scorned by the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
And I played against them, so it makes sense. And
So-
we got a ring, so it worked out.
I know. So the Commanders wasn't in the...
Nah, I never heard a word from Command. That's why it's BTL when I see it.
You know what? I can respect the game. All right, keep balling out, buddy.
Saquon Barkley will go on to have one of the best seasons for a running back in NFL history. Saquon Barkley broke the NFL record for rushing yards set in the season, including postseason, that was set by Terrell Davis. He would go on to be an All-Pro, a Pro Bowler, and a Super Bowl champion, helping the Philadelphia Eagles win their second Super Bowl in the last 10 years. So Saquon Barkley was never called by the Dallas Cowboys. Imagine a world where Dallas actually picks up the phone and they get a deal done with Saquon Barkley. Do we have to sit back and watch the Philadelphia Eagles celebrate as confetti rains down? Because that is the second point of free agency. Not only do you make your team better, but you make the teams around you weaker. That was happened when the Dallas Cowboys signed Deion Sanders away from the 49ers. And with that said, the Dallas Cowboys have not called anybody. Not the girl that they like or the girl that likes them. Since 2016, the Dallas Cowboys have ranked 19th, 23rd, 29th, 30th, 21st, 26th, 25th, 28th, and 32nd in free agency spending. So the Dallas Cowboys have not only not called the players that have openly been interested, they haven't called anybody. And until the Dallas Cowboys get over this my guy mentality, wanting to live and die by the kids, we will fail as an organization. It's your boy, Henny the Moore, reporting live from the liquor store, and I am out.